It's Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. Well, tomorrow's the big day. We'll get the CPI number tomorrow. We'll get core CPI. I believe these numbers will be up, and I believe that this is going to force the Fed into another rate hike in May. In fact, I believe right now, my opinion only, that we will see 3 more rate hikes this year. Let me know your thoughts. First off, where do you see the CPI tomorrow? Will it be up, down, or even? And what do you think the Fed is going to do? I would say right now, 90% chance the Fed raises rates in May. And I do believe there are going to be 3 more rate hikes this year. I don't see the Fed pivoting like so many people said that the Fed would do. Not going to happen. I don't even see a pause at this point. They cannot do it. The Fed is in a very serious situation here. A very, very bad position where there's really no way out. And we have a Fed that's really caused a disaster here because at one end of the spectrum, they're raising interest rates. At the other end of the spectrum, they're expanding their balance sheet. Remember, it was $400 or $500 billion that they just pumped in to save the banking system. And so they've expanded the balance sheet and raising interest rates at the same time. I think this is going to end very, very badly. There's no way out. The Fed is not going to pivot. I don't see a pause. I see CPI up tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts on that. I was watching an interview with Peter Schiff last night, and he said something that I thought made a lot of sense. Many of you would agree with it. Many of you have said the same thing. And he said that we shouldn't be worrying about this recession if we're in a recession, because we are in a recession. What we need to be worrying about is the depression that we're heading into. And I don't know about you, that makes 100% sense to me. And we need to be preparing for it because you know as well as I do, we've been in this recession for quite a while. We are now in the beginning stages of a very, very serious depression here. And while people are still wondering if we're in a recession, of course we are. You know we are. I know we are. The question is now, how bad is the depression going to be? Dan sent me a very interesting statistic today from Austin, Texas. Thanks, Dan. And this comes from the largest realty broker in Austin, Texas. And when we look at the February real estate numbers in Austin, Texas, median sale price is down 12% right now at $436,000. Average days on market, 84 days. Used to be 55 days. Sale price, 12% sold of listings on the MLS sold at the listing price. 88% did not sell. They sold for less than the listing price. We would have never seen that a year ago. Now we are. Active listings are up 499%. Pending sales, 2,465, that's down 9%. And closed sales, 2,106, that's down 17%. Remember, this is one of the hottest real estate markets in the country now, cooling off. I remember people would write me from Austin saying it's never going to go down. People would write me in Las Vegas, never going to go down. Phoenix, Arizona, never going to go down. And all these places now, sales are going way down. Prices are coming down. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are going to see some of the hottest housing markets in the United States of America absolutely crash, collapse. I have no doubt about it. And when you just look, active listings are up 499%. That's astonishing. And when you factor in how many people are losing their jobs, you factor in inflation, wage growth, savings. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or a nuclear physicist to figure out how this is going to play out. You're going to see a historic housing crash in America. This is going to dwarf. It's going to make 2008 look like a Sunday school picnic. Walmart to close 4 underperforming stores in Chicago. This was very interesting. Walmart came out in a press release and said this: Chicago stores have not been profitable since we opened the first one nearly 17 years ago. These stores lose tens of millions of dollars a year, and their annual losses nearly doubled in just the last 5 years. So 4 stores closing in the Chicago area, and that means that I believe 4 stores will be left. And you have to think that the last remaining 4 stores are on borrowed time. And this isn't just an economics problem. You know that the crime out there is surging, and this is costing stores like Target and like Walmart, costing them millions upon millions of dollars. Here's another one from The Hedge. Whole Foods closes its flagship San Francisco store after just a year due to employee safety concerns. Again, this is just the writing on the wall where we are at economically and socially right here in America. Here's another one from CNBC. Walmart chases higher profits powered by warehouse robots and automated claws. Walmart, it says, is now accelerating its use of automation across its supply chain as it chases higher profits. So as it chases higher profits, bringing in AI, it is going to get rid of humans. It's going to get rid of American workers. So you can expect more job losses coming to America. And how do you think this is going to affect housing? Housing is based on jobs. It's based on income. People's income, wages are going down. People are losing their jobs by the thousands every day now in America. And this is going to put a lot of bearing on home sales. And it's going to push home sales down. And this is going to have, I think, an absolutely catastrophic effect on the housing market, commercial real estate. This is going to put just so much stress on the entire economy. So many people in America right now are work in the service sector. This is their career. Jobs that, 40, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, these were never considered careers. Now, if you work at Kohl's or Walmart, this is a career for most people. The service sector, working in the fast food industry, this is a career. They might work, 18 hours at Taco Bell here, then go to Burger King over here for another 18 hours. And this is their career. And people expect that they're going to be able to buy a home or pay their rent, feed their families on a career in the service sector. These jobs were never intended to be careers. Those jobs left to other countries. And now we're left with service sector jobs, and the average American is expected to pay their $700 car payment working in the service sector, pay their $2,000 rent working in the service sector. I mean, it's really horrific what is taking place, and the lack of opportunity and the lack of real jobs in America. And yes, there are a lot of lazy people out there. There's a lot of people who just want handouts. I agree, I get it. But what about the people who want to get ahead? What about the people who want to work hard? What about the people who want to innovate? People who want to pick up a paycheck every week and just feel that satisfaction of accomplishment and not take anything from anybody, not be on the hook to the system for a check. What about those people? They just don't count anymore. It's really, really sad. It really is. But even in the service sector, your job's going to be replaced. Look at McDonald's. They're going to go automate it. Look at Amazon trying to go automate it. Walmart, automate it. So many other restaurants where they're just not going to need human beings. And what happens when those service sector jobs begin to disappear? What's left? Here's one on CNBC. 70% of Americans are feeling financially stressed. New CNBC survey finds. What a shock. I would say the number's probably even higher than that. I bet it's in the 80s. But if we take this number, 70% of Americans are feeling financially stressed, it's a big number. It really is. And I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and you were just talking about the road rage and people's attitudes and just the look on people's faces. And that person in the comments a couple days ago who said, when you go to the gas station, take a look at how much gas people are actually putting in their cars. Check out the pumps. $5, $10, $12. People aren't filling up their tanks. They're just putting in the bare minimum just to get home or to the job for the next day or two, if they have a job. And that really struck home. And I was talking to somebody about that today, and he mentioned that. And it really makes a lot of sense. People are so stressed out right now, and People are just, I mean, so many people are just ready to snap. Here's another one, CNBC. With inflation stubbornly high, 58% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, CNBC survey finds. I've seen that number as high as 70, so about 60% right there, living paycheck to paycheck. Think about where we're at right now, this time in history where we are witnessing our economy collapse, the job market collapse, our dollar collapsing, our standard of living is collapsing, and nearly 60% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. How in the world are people making it right now? And please comment down below. How do people prepare at this point living paycheck to paycheck with astronomical amounts of debt? And what if they miss one paycheck? What happens? How do you prepare right now if you're paycheck to paycheck? I don't have the answer. I really don't. The only thing I can say is pray, because you're going to need a miracle. That's all I can say. Also, if you're only working one job, maybe you're going to have to look at a side hustle, an extra job to pick up that extra cash so that you can take some of that money and pay down the debt or put it towards preparations and things like that. But unfortunately, right now, it is too late for a lot of people. And I hate to say that. I'm not one of these people that likes to say something like that. You know, we always say it's never too late, but for a lot of people, it may be too late. It really may be. If you're in this boat and you're working paycheck to paycheck and you've got nothing left at the end of the day or the end of the week, if you can get a side hustle or two, that's what you need to be doing right now. You need to be cutting everything out of your life, just pay the bills, get a side hustle, and stack as much cash as you can right now. Other than that, you got to be praying for a miracle, for something to happen. But you're going to have to get off the couch. You're going to have to go out there. You may have to deliver pizzas at night. You might have to go clean tables at night. I don't have the answer. I really don't. I've never seen anything like this. But if you sit around and just hope that something's going to happen, you're going to be in a bad, bad place. 53% of Americans say they don't have any emergency savings. What do these people do? What are they going to do when the bottom falls out? When they pull the rug out from these markets and this economy tailspins straight to the ground, I mean, what are these people going to do? And this, again, I think is a very, very conservative number. 53% of Americans say they don't have any emergency savings. I think the number is much higher than that. I would not doubt if 75% of this country has no savings. But again, it is way too late for millions of people. And I hate to say that. Get a side hustle, get out of debt, work two side hustles, do everything. If you have a wife, husband, maybe both of you need to be working side hustles. We are at a critical junction right now, ladies and gentlemen, and there's no easy solution and there's no easy way out of this. We are coming into some very, very tough times. Lamborghini CEO says orders of hybrid Rivolto, I guess that's how you pronounce it, a new Lamborghini, shows incredible demand from wealthy car buyers. This car is selling for $600,000. CEO Stefan Winkelmann says the resilience of our customers with everything that is happening in the last 24 months is incredible. We don't see any slowdown in order intake for buying cars like ours. Well, the 0.0001% who buy $600,000 Lamborghinis, they're doing quite well, because remember that $7 trillion that got injected into the economy? While most people got $2,500, the people at the very, very top of the pyramid, they were getting millions and millions and billions of dollars. The wealthy were getting so wealthy. They were doubling their money while everybody was laughing and giggling and rejoicing for their $2,500 check and their $600 unemployment checks, not knowing that they were going to have to flip the bill for this. Now, the top 0.0001%, they're not flipping the bill for any of this. See, they're the ones at the big banks. They're the ones that, you know, when the bank collapses, they jet off on private jets to Hawaii to their vacation homes, their $3.5 million vacation homes. This, after they sold all their bank stock months before, knowing that the bank was going to collapse, things like that. So these people in the know, in the club that you're not in, these people know when to get out. They know when to sell their stocks, and they know when to get on a jet and fly to Hawaii when everything is melting down. And those are the people buying $600,000 Lambos, while the average person now can barely afford to make their Camry payment. The Hedge, Baltimore mayor calls for citywide curfew after all hell breaks loose. I was watching some video of this from last week, spring break in Baltimore, just where you want to be. Literally like thousands of kids out there in the middle of the night, just hanging out, doing nothing but being a problem. Multiple fights breaking out. Restaurants were told to close early and shut their doors. And so you think about the people who do business in Baltimore, people that may have to go to the restaurants, people that are staying at the hotels, and you have thousands of kids just roaming the streets, starting fights, blocking the roadways, riding scooters between cars, and businesses have to shut down and pay the price. Where are the parents of these kids? What we are seeing happening socially is so disturbing. I don't even have words to explain this. As a kid myself, growing up in Chicago, this would have been completely unacceptable. First off, we had too much respect for our own parents. We had too much respect for the police, respect for our own cities, respect for ourselves. You just would never do anything like this. This is just, it's unbelievable, the mindset of people today, of kids today, of parents today. It's incredible. Another one, Los Angeles replaces one state of emergency with another. And what's that? Well, they had the emergency of the health crisis, and now we're back to the emergency of homelessness in Los Angeles. Tents everywhere, cardboard boxes everywhere, people everywhere, living under overpasses, living on sidewalks, living all over LA, trash everywhere. It's incredible. It really, really is. We are witnessing the fall of U.S. cities. They are falling right in front of our eyes. Anybody that tells you that everything is okay, that this video is negative, that it's doom and gloom, that it's, you know, it's just for views, it's just fear and propaganda. Just take a drive into downtown Los Angeles. Take a drive down to Baltimore tonight. Take a drive into Chicago tonight, and you won't do it. Most people won't because they're too scared, and you're taking your life in your own hands. But for the people out there that deny this, for the people out there that don't believe it, get in your car tonight and drive into one of these urban cities and take a look for yourself. But you won't do it because as soon as you do, you'll lock your doors and make a U-turn and get out of there as fast as you can. The truth hurts, ladies and gentlemen. It really, really does. But it's sad, but it's true. And it's you know, when you look at a city like Chicago, a beautiful city of history, a sports town, a city of great museums and art galleries and great shopping, incredible food, and now it's a war zone, destroyed, a war zone. A city with such great history has been destroyed. I want to finish with this last article. Former San Francisco Fire Commissioner hospitalized in homeless assault shares video of pipe attack. So he comes out of his mother's house in San Francisco, and he's attacked by homeless people, hitting him with a pipe in front of his mother's home for apparently no reason. As I leave you today, I've stressed this many times. I'm going to continue to stress it. If you're in decent shape, maybe if you're not in decent shape and you want to be in decent shape, maybe this is the time that you go and learn self-defense. Maybe this is a time to go to a good MMA class, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, something, boxing. You know, if you're not in good shape, this is the time to go do it and get in good shape. This is the time to get off the couch, learn self-defense, commit to something, and get in good shape. If you're in good shape, if you're able-bodied, there's no reason why you're not doing this right now, because you're going to have at some time, many of you are going to have to deal with force. Somebody's going to come up to you. Something's going to happen where you just cannot walk away, where you're going to have no choice but to defend yourself. And nobody here is looking for trouble. Nobody here is looking for a fight. I would do anything possible to avoid a confrontation, a situation. You know, look, bigger than me, smaller than me, it doesn't matter. I'm going to walk away. Have a nice day. I'll run away. Drive away. I'm going to avoid confrontation at all costs. Now, if you enter a certain space, you cross that line, then we're going to have a problem. You put hands on me, we're going to have a problem. But there is a line. For me, it's about 2 to 3 feet. You cross that line, we will have a problem. You grab me, definitely a problem. So you got to think, if somebody crosses that line, what are you going to do? You're going to be a victim. Many people have made that choice that they will be a victim, and there are people out there that said they will not be a victim. If you have kids, your kids should be learning this stuff right now. They should have a foundation in MMA, in jiu-jitsu, in boxing, Muay Thai, something where later in life, as they become adults or in school, if they're bullied, they can take care of themselves. Especially people with daughters. There's no excuse why your daughter isn't learning self-defense. So son, daughter, whatever, I emphasize today with all of you, your kids should be doing this stuff. They don't even have an input. It's not up to them. Just like when your kids go to school, if they don't want to go to school, you go, sorry, you're going to school. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, right? You have to go to school. And I think this is something that's so important that they really don't have a choice either. So it's like when you come home, you have to do your homework. There's no choice. You're going to do your homework. Same thing, eating dinner. You're going to eat your dinner. But with something like this, I think it's not a choice for a younger person now. I think it's a necessity where, it's not a matter if they want to do it or not. It's something that they have to have a foundation, that they have to have the fundamentals now as they develop and get older to avoid being bullied, to avoid being a victim of an assault. This is so important. And to all the adults out there watching this video, you have no excuse. I mean, maybe if you're in a wheelchair or something, but I've seen many people with limited abilities, certain types of handicaps that are out there rolling on the mat, doing incredibly well, that would definitely put up a very, very strong fight to a very able-bodied person. But you have really, if you have 2 arms, 2 legs, don't make the excuse, oh, my shoulder hurts, I got a back pain, I got some elbow pain. This is what you need to be doing. You need to be strengthening your body. You need to be training right now, because heaven forbid you come into one of these situations, and if you go online right now and look at the amount of assaults and the amount of people being victimized by other people now, and the amount of bullying that's going on in school, it's off the charts. It's off the charts. So you can just say, well, it'll never happen to me, but statistically, you're taking a chance, because this problem is only going to get worse. So get in better physical shape right now. Go take a jiu-jitsu class, boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai, MMA. Get yourself in better physical shape. You will not regret it. You're going to age better. You're going to have more confidence. And if you're ever in a situation that you can't walk away from or run away from, at least you have a fighting chance. At least you can buy some time. Maybe you can make enough distance. If somebody grabs you, especially a woman, where you can get loose, get distance, and get out of there. So it's not always about being in the fight and trying to win the fight. Maybe it's just about getting loose. Somebody gets on top of you that's much bigger than you. You just need to get loose, back up on your feet, and get out of there. And if you have to finish the fight, then you finish it. So that's my advice today. Maybe a little bit off topic. Maybe it's not financial, but this is the stuff that will save your life. This is the stuff that is going to save you from bodily damage. This puts the odds in your favor. And as I've said in the past, it's not just about how much gold and silver you have or how much food you have. Do you have security? Can you take care of yourself if you get into a physical altercation? I'm going to tell you right now, the person who's putting in the training right now and the time, who's dealing with force, a couple days a week, even 1 day a week, is going to give you much more of an advantage. But if you're doing it 2, 3, 4 days a week, there are not going to be many people that are going to win that challenge. I promise you that. So keep training. Many of you have written me. I'm so proud of everybody out there who've gone back to training, who've started jiu-jitsu, who are boxing, wrestling. They're brand new. They've started, or they've gone back to it. They're back in the gym. They're back hitting the cardio. And I'm proud of everybody out there. I think it's one of the best things you can be doing right now. So cut out the lattes, cut out going to dinner, take the money, go get a good instructor, go take a good class. That is investing in yourself. And this is some of the best money you could spend is on yourself, on your health, and putting the odds in your favor. God bless every one of you. Have a phenomenal day. And as always, I look forward to speaking with each and every one of you very, very soon.